the show, I was saying how, oh my gosh, I feel like I've been eating since Thanksgiving and I'm just kind of feeling sluggish at this point. You know, last night I think it really hit me post-Christmas. So the best thing to do is to get into that gym, get fired up. We have Chalene Johnson in studio with me. She's a Fit Life expert. You recognize that smile and her cute self that she is. Gosh, I've been doing your videos we were kind of trying to figure out the years. I started doing Turbo Jam probably back in like
2006.
2006.
Yeah.
So she is excellent. If you want to get motivated, and whether it's a New Year's resolution coming right around the corner, or just a new exercise you want to involve into your life, this is the way to do it. So Chalene, thanks for being in.
Thank you. Yeah, this is about the time when people start to think, okay, I'm going to eat poorly, I'm going to get off of my routine, and then come January 2nd, everything will start fresh.
It'll change.
So, you know, it's a great time for people to really start thinking about, okay, I'm going to set some New Year's resolutions. I want to get fit. I want to get healthy. I want this to be a fresh start. And I always say that the people who are most successful are the ones who do the foundational work before they ever set the resolutions. Kind of like cleaning out your closet before you go out to buy a bunch of new clothes.
Makes sense. Now you have your new book, Push. You know, and Michael, Director Michael, you can actually roll some of that footage. I've got some footage of her Chalene Extreme, her Chalene, and also your Turbo Fire, which is one of my favorites. I love it. And she's so motivating throughout the entire video as well. If you're starting to feel a little bit like, okay, I can't get through this, she's like, you got your second one, and you're like, okay, yes I do, okay, I've got it, and next thing you know, you're going. But tell us about your new book. It's Push.
Yes, and Push is really about, for me, I didn't want to write a diet book because I don't necessarily believe in diets. I think that we attack the problem. Like weight, whether it's you need to gain weight or you need to lose weight, is really a symptom of what's happening in your life. And in my 20 years of experience in working with people, helping people lose 25 pounds, 75 pounds, 100 pounds, I can get anyone to lose weight. That's anyone who's watching can lose weight. The key is keeping it off. And what I found in, you know, studying people for 20 years is that the difference between people who lose it and put it back on, lose it and put it back on, and people who keep it off and seem to be at peace with their health is habits. And this book is about teaching those habits that I've studied of people who have success, not only in business and relationships, but with their weight. And by teaching those habits first, like once you have those habits and you understand what it is that's going to make you happy, it's funny, the weight just, it comes off so much easier. And that's what I share and push.
But that's helpful to know as well. And let me ask you this. I saw something on your Twitter feed the other day about popcorn. And I loved it. I was like, oh my gosh, thank heavens, like she can actually eat what you want. But as long as you're within reason. I mean, it's all about balance. But like you say though, yeah, you can maybe have that little extra dessert or something. But you know what? Let's work it off the next day. Let's get into the gym and let's get fired up.
Well, and Push, I really teach people how to set goals for themselves from a health perspective. Because most people, they just look at someone on the cover of a magazine and they say, that's what I want to look like. Or they say, they pick a random number, I want to lose 50 pounds. And they don't really break it down. So I teach people how to reverse engineer whatever it is that their goal is, and to teach them how to be calm and balanced and to feel really good about the goals that they've set and how to attain them much quicker by doing reverse engineering.
And that's an interesting point you make with just picking a random number. Like 50 pounds, it could essentially be a random number, but if you don't break it down, and what the scale says may not actually show what you're looking like. Oftentimes. You know, you could definitely weigh a lot more, but look fantastic. You know, if you're working out the right way. And Chalene is great to actually really push you into doing that. And what's nice about some of her videos, if you're doing them at her house, is that you'll show the moderate version. You'll show for somebody who may not be able to jump up and down. You know what? There's different versions to do it, but you're still so motivating through all of that as well. So she's just
it's definitely my soulmate workout. And that's one thing I think everyone has to understand. It's just like falling in love. You know, your soulmate is out there, so if you don't love exercise, it just means you haven't dated the right exercise, because there is an exercise program out there, whether it's mine or somebody else's, that you will be so in love with, it feels like your soulmate. You want to be around it, you want to do it, you want to spend, you're upset when you can't get to it. That's when you know you found your soulmate exercise.
Never thought of it that way.
Yeah.
But it's a good way to put it. Now, in your 30-day challenge for Push, what in 30 days, That's a good, reasonable amount of time to set some serious goals for a lot of people. So what is it that you're going to help them do in those 30 days?
I think we've always known you have to change your habits or to change who you are. And typically it takes 21 days to form a habit. So I really seal the deal by taking you 30 days. And I wanted something that's totally doable. I don't have a lot of time. You don't have a lot of time. Most people don't have hours to read. So I broke it down in days so that people could say, okay, here's what I'm going to learn day 1, day 2, day 3. And I take you back to your foundation so that you understand what's most important to me. Like, is it most important to me to be with my family or to excel at my career, or what's most important to me? And then you start with that and form your goals around it. Like, I know people who will say, my goal this year is to run a marathon. And it takes hours and hours and hours away from their family. They end up injured. And sure, they cross the finish line, but in the end result, they're unhappy. So I help you find a goal that's more consistent with what's going to make you happy.
And consistency is the big word that if you set your goals too high, which I think oftentimes, I've done it before as well, you pick that random number and it's like, all right, I want to look like this by this day, and you set yourself a little too high, and then all of a sudden you get there, and next thing you know, you're sitting with 8 brownies like the following, right? Because you crash.
You feel defeated.
Yeah,
you
exactly.
feel defeated.
So if you can set those reasonable goals, whether you want to read Chalene's book, if you want to get some of her videos, she's just a fantastic person and very motivating when you're watching her videos, when you're reading anything about her online. If you want to get involved with her Twitter feed as well. I'm serious.
Twitter and Facebook. Yeah, on Facebook, I'm facebook.com/Chalene. And on Twitter, it's Chalene Johnson.
And it's nice to know that, you know what? Around the holidays, you can have that little handful of popcorn, but
heck yeah.
Let's work out tomorrow. And she's going to be here. She's working out at the Silver Mountain Sports Club. She has classes today, tomorrow, and Wednesday. Now, as of yesterday, when I talked to Shakria over at Silver Mountain Sports Club, today's class at 9:30 a.m. totally full. And there's a waiting list already. There's so many people that want to get into this. But they also have a class 5:45 on Tuesday night, as well as another 9:30 a.m. class on Wednesday. So if you want to go to those, even if you're not a member over at Silver Mountain, you can. They open it up to the public just for this amount of time so that you can be introduced to Chalene. Wonderful. I went last year and it was so much fun. My little sister came with me, and she's actually a Beachbody coach. And she was so excited to meet Chalene and get that motivation.
Well, I think exercise should be an experience, a party. It should feel, you should look at the clock and go, it's over? I can't believe it. As opposed to, on the treadmill going, I can't do one more minute. And that's really what I try to give people, is a fun experience.
And she does it. You definitely do it. They can also go to your website, ChaleneJohnson.com.
Correct.
Plenty of information there on her book and all of her videos as well. Check her out. I love it, and I really do advise you that if you are looking for something new, check out Chalene Johnson.
Thank you so much. My pleasure.
She's on her vacation. She comes here to Park City, Utah, doing a little skiing, and she's nice enough to come in here and take time out also to go teach those classes over at the club. So, all right, we're happy to have you.
Thank you so much. It's been my pleasure.
All right, stay with us. We're going to be right back. My director was telling me stand by, and I went to say stand by.
Combine.
It's the day after Christmas, right? We'll be right back on the Mountain Morning Show after this.